Good morning, ladies. Happy Thursday. I hope this message finds you well. Yeah, it's car rider line. I had good morning, but then it was a little later than usual, but we had some breakfast in, so I can't complain. But yeah, Bible study for today. Sorry, excuse me if I look a little puffy and red. I was, having a mama moment. So Jaden didn't get to call last night because he made a phone call to somebody else instead, so mama's feelings are a little hurt and bruised, but he's 17. I get it. They said this is going to happen, so it's my first, so we're going to get through it. However, Bible study, Leviticus chapter 16 and 17 today is what we're going to be going over. And verse 1 goes like this. Now the Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the two sons of Aaron, when they offered profane fire before the Lord and died. And the Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron, your brother, not to come at just any time into the holy place inside the veil, before the mercy seat which is on the ark, lest he die. For I will appear in the cloud above the mercy seat. Thus Aaron shall come into the holy place with the blood of a young bull as a sin offering, and of a ram as a burnt offering. He shall put the holy linen tunic and linen trousers on his body. He shall be girded with a linen sash, and with the linen turban he shall be attired. These are holy garments. Therefore he shall wash his body in water and put them on. And he shall take from the congregation of the children of Israel 2 kids of goats as a sin offering, and 1 ram as a burnt offering. Aaron shall offer... What? Can you stay on that side? Thank you. You guys are school over, baby, and I don't need you to be in it, okay? But you can listen. You can listen. All good. Aaron shall offer the bull as a sin offering, which is for himself, and make atonement for himself and for his house. Verse 7, he shall take the 2 goats and present them before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. Then Aaron shall cast lots for the 2 goats, 1 lot for the Lord and the other lot for the scapegoat. And Aaron shall bring the goat on which the Lord's lot fell and offer it as a sin offering. But the goat on which the lot fell to be the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord, to make atonement upon it, and to let it go as a scapegoat into the wilderness. And Aaron shall bring the bull of the sin offering, which is for himself, and make atonement for himself and for his house, and he shall kill the bull as a sin offering, which is for himself. Then he shall take a censer full of burning coals of fire from the altar before the Lord, with his hands full of sweet incense, beaten fine, and bring it inside the veil. And he shall put the incense on the fire before the Lord, that the cloud of the incense may cover the mercy seat that is on the testimony, lest he die. Verse 14, he shall take some of the blood of the bull and sprinkle it with his finger on the mercy seat on the east side. And before the mercy seat, he shall sprinkle some of the blood with his finger 7 times. You want to know where I'm at? Leviticus. Give me a second. My daughter wants to follow along in her Bible. Got it? All right, Leviticus, we're on chapter 16. Okay. And we are on verse 14, sorry. Okay. Verse 14, he shall take some of the blood of the bull and sprinkle it with his finger on the mercy seat on the east side. And before the mercy seat, he shall sprinkle some of the blood with his finger 7 times. Verse 15, then he shall kill the goat of the sin offering, which is for the people, bring its blood inside the veil, do with that blood as he did with the blood of the bull, and sprinkle it on the mercy seat and before the mercy seat. Verse 16, so he shall make atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanliness of the children of Israel, and because of their transgressions for all their sins, and so he shall do for the tabernacle of meeting, which remains among them in the midst of their uncleanliness. Excuse me, I need a drink.
I have a different Bible than you.
Yeah, you had the King James Version, which is more of thou, oust, and all that. Mama has New King James Version, so it's easier. Yes, you have to have that one for school. They see it. But you can read along, at least, it's more or less the same. It's just different words. Now, Leviticus verse 17 in chapter 16. There shall be no man in the tabernacle of meeting when he goes in to make atonement in the holy place until he comes out, that he may make atonement for himself, for his household, and for all the assembly of Israel. And he shall go out to the altar that is before the Lord and make atonement for it, and shall take some of the blood of the bull and some of the blood of the goat, and put it on the horns of the altar all around. Then he shall sprinkle some of the blood on it with his finger 7 times, cleanse it, and consecrate it from the uncleanliness of the children of Israel. Verse 20, and when he made an end of atoning for the holy place, the tabernacle of meeting, and the altar, he shall bring the live goat. Aaron shall lay both his hands on the head of the live goat, confess over it all the iniquities of the children of Israel, and all their transgressions concerning all their sins, putting them on the head of the goat, and shall send it away into the wilderness by the hand of a suitable man. The goat shall bear on itself all their iniquities to an uninhabited land, and he shall release the goat in the wilderness. Then Aaron shall come into the tabernacle of meeting, shall take off the linen garments which he put on when he went into the holy place, and he shall leave them there. And he shall wash his body with water in a holy place, put on his garments, come out, and offer his burnt offering and the burnt offering of the people, and make atonement for himself and for the people. Verse 25, the fat of the sin offering he shall burn on the altar. And he who released the goat as the scapegoat shall wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and afterward he may come into the camp. The bull for the sin offering and the goat for the sin offering, whose blood was brought in to make atonement in the holy place, shall be carried outside the camp. And they shall burn in the fire their skins, their flesh, and their offal. Then he who burns them shall wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and afterward he may come into the camp. Verse 29, this shall be a statute forever for you. In the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, you shall afflict your souls and do no work at all, whether a native of your own country or a stranger who dwells among you. For on the day the priest shall make atonement for you, to cleanse you, that you may be clean from all your sins before the Lord. It is a Sabbath of solemn rest for you, and you shall afflict your souls. It is a statute forever. And the priest who is anointed and consecrated to minister as a priest in his father's place shall make atonement and put on the linen clothes, the holy garments. Then he shall make atonement for the holy sanctuary, and he shall make atonement for the tabernacle of meeting and for the altar, and he shall make atonement for the priests and for all the people of the assembly. Lastly, verse 34, this shall be an everlasting statute for you, to make atonement for the children of Israel for all their sins once a year. And he did as the Lord commanded Moses. We are now on Leviticus chapter 17, verse 1. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to Aaron, to his sons, and to all the children of Israel, and say to them, this is the thing which the Lord has commanded, saying, whatever man of the house of Israel who kills an ox or a lamb or a goat in the camp, or who kills it outside the camp and does not bring it to the door of the tabernacle of meeting to offer an offering to the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord, the guilt of the bloodshed shall be imputed to that man. He has shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people, to the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices which they offer in the open field, that they may bring them to the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting to the priest, and offer them as a peace offerings to the Lord. Verse 6, and the priest shall sprinkle the blood on the altar of the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting, and burn the fat for a sweet aroma to the Lord. They shall no more offer their sacrifices to demons, after whom they have played the harlot. This shall be a statute forever for them, throughout their generations. Also you shall say to them, whatever man of the house of Israel, or of the strangers who dwell among you, who offers a burnt offering or sacrifice, and does not bring it to the door of the tabernacle of meeting, to offer it to the Lord, that man shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 10, and whatever man of the house of Israel, or of the strangers who dwell among you, who eats any blood, I will set my face against that person who eats blood, and will cut him off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given to you upon the altar to make atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that makes atonement for the soul. Verse 12, therefore I said to the children of Israel, no one among you shall eat blood, nor any stranger who dwells among you eat blood. Whatever man of children of Israel, or of the strangers who dwell among you, who hunts and catches any animal or bird that may be eaten, he shall pour out its blood and cover it with dust, for it is the life of all flesh. Its blood sustains its life. Therefore I said to the children of Israel, you shall not eat the blood of any flesh, for the life of all flesh is in its blood, Whoever eats it shall be cut off. Verse 15, and every person who eats what died naturally, or what was torn by beasts, whether he is native of your own country or a stranger. He shall both wash his clothes and bathe in water and be unclean until evening. And then he shall be clean. Last verse 16, but if he does not wash them or bathe his body, then he shall bear his guilt. That is all for today's Bible study, ladies. Needed a moment, needed to calm down a little bit. That definitely made me feel a little bit better. I'll be okay. I know my Princess Love. She that's my daughter, guys. She saw mommy have a little tearful moment, so she's a little we're stuck. A little emotional with mama at times. She feels bad when I have those moments. However, we're gonna have an awesome day. Let's get this day going. Teenagers, it's very loud. Teenagers, anyone that has them out there, I feel you. I get it. Let's have a blessed day. Stay blessed.